Because I didn't go above anybody's head, and I never spoke to any senior police officer, and that's one of the main reasons why I've spoken. Because the notion that people are going to use fake news to construct a platform for criticism is something to which we've become accustomed, and I've said so over and over. And the bottom line is, Mr. Morris issued a statement on Saturday indicating that there was no conversation with any senior police officer, no call of anybody. So what is the challenge? Is the challenge that I spoke and took a call from a man from Deacons Farm? Is there a challenge when I take a call from the chairman of Sagicor or the chairman or the manager of Massey or the owner of a hotel in this country? I take calls every day. And in fact, the nation got it slightly wrong, because when they referred to the youngster, the 9-year-old, that was last month, not last week. But every day in this country, I take calls. And I didn't start taking calls when I became Prime Minister. And I'm not going to stop taking calls when I cease being Prime Minister. And that this has been the brand of leadership that I've always been associated with, our representation. Because if you want to help people and represent people, you have to help solve their problems wherever possible. Now, that's not always possible, and we accept that. But where it is possible, you do so, whether as an MP or a PM or as a minister. And it is because very often you can get people to stand back and talk and to create a space where the possibility for a solution becomes the immediate priority. That has happened, for example, when you have labor disputes. Why does it get referred to the Minister of Labour or to the Prime Minister? For conciliation, for being able to create that space within which these issues can come. On the particular day, what is it as a question? And I'm surprised that nobody has asked, how does this become a police matter? The bottom line is, were restaurants allowed and cook shops and food stores allowed to be able to serve on Sundays and bank holidays? You, the media, asked me that same question, and the Attorney General that same question. What makes it different for you to ask and a citizen from Deacons Road can't ask? What allows the manager of Massey to find out whether he can open up a side division of the stores as opposed to anyone else asking? And fundamentally, this, therefore, for me, is an issue, regrettably, of class and discrimination in this country. And we have to come to grips with the fact that we need to stop playing the footballer, the person kicking the ball, and play the ball. We have too many instances of it is okay for one set and not the other set. And all I've tried to do since coming to this office is to create a level playing field and a level of fairness and transparency for everyone. Explain to me how you could have Lakaban less than a mile away with the same tables and chairs outside, perhaps with less social distancing even, but you want to unfair the people in Deacons Road who on Good Friday come together to eat in circumstances where many of those youngsters don't even necessarily have the capacity to cook for themselves at home, but rely therefore on community cooking, as do many others in communities across this entire country. Now, the fact that people may feel or have a perspective of the young man is a different issue. But can I have a perspective of Sharon because she has short grey hair tinged with a hint of rose in it? Or do I have a perspective against people who are bald but have beards? At what point are you going to start, and at what point are you going to end? If they were in breach of the protocol, then believe you me, the police, the COVID monitoring unit, and whoever enforces protocols, not as a criminal action per se, but as a public health action. Okay? And it is only when you speak to people and they don't adhere that you then really will come down rough, because we didn't set out to criminalize people, and that's not the intention of the directives or the government. But by the same token, for people who remain intransigent, that is always the extent to which the state can rely in order to enforce the reality. So I say to myself, and I smile, because if this is what a whole opposition party that used to be associated with taking calls and listening to people from Errol Barrett to David Thompson to Mr. Sandiford to Sir Lloyd has now come to hold on as their rallying national call, then I know that the Democratic Labour Party has lost.